What up, y'all, and welcome to Kentucky Speedway for the Mondays of Thunder Cup Series Season 12 finale. 80 laps of action, 4 drivers going for it in the championship. And we're looking at 2 of your contenders right now on screen doing battle in practice. Keith Hughes and Chad Haiar. Haiar looking for championship number 1. Keith Hughes looking for what would be Cup Championship number 3. On commentary is myself, Zach Rogers. Joining me in the booth tonight is Blake Warren. Blake, how are we doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. Kentucky is my home track, being in Cincinnati, so it's going to be very interesting to see this championship finale button up here. And having run quite a few laps on this facility to get a feel of the track, it feels racy, it feels fast, it feels like you can go just about any line that you want to. I think that we're in for a great showing tonight to crown ourselves a champion.
Heck yeah, man. I have actually gotten the pleasure of running this version of Kentucky twice over here with the guys at MOT. Got 1 race win out of 2 of those races. It's a very fun track. This is the first time I'm seeing them race it on a night version, though. Tate Dorsey did this track. He had done the day track late last year. That was the version we ran twice. And this is the first time they are using the night version. So if there are any graphical gremlins, we will find them here on this broadcast. Jose Reyes Jr. killing the outside wall there in the tri-oval. Got a car I do not recognize. Okay, that is the 19 of Jacob Spalton. Usually he runs the 11. Curious why he's in a different number.
Good question indeed.
There is one car on here that is quite the conundrum, Blake. It's the 06 of Miles Fox. Fox's painter put the number on inverted, mirrored it for some reason or another. So that'll be fun to look at tonight.
You know, I was looking at that and I was just wondering, okay, so is that supposed to mean something? Is that intentional? Like, what exactly is going on here? Well, I guess I don't have time to ask questions, but you answered my question for me. An interesting conundrum indeed.
Paint scheme of the night, in my opinion, is going to go to the 37 of Salvador Martinez. He's running a Teku car for any Hot Wheels Acceleracers fans out there. Pretty cool.
Certainly helps with the futuristic design, the winged spoiler instead of, well, a flat bill spoiler, the rear diffuser and everything like that. Definitely looks like something that Hot Wheels would produce.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, with the diffuser on these cars. Absolutely. No sign of our other 2 championship contenders on track yet. They are in the server, though. That is the number 3 of Maass and the number 70 of Garson Mooyoung. Last time y'all saw us here, we were broadcasting Talladega, which was quite the finish. Bobby Simpson came home with the win that put him in the playoffs. However, an unfortunate sequence of events prevented Bobby from making the Final Four. And he about had it last week at Michigan, Blake. I was in that race on track with these guys. Bobby Simpson was clear in the lead going into turn 3, and he just got a little ahead of himself, as many of us do when, you know, it's a high pressure situation that you're not used to, and he just pushed it through the center a little too much, got the wall off of turn 4, and he got split coming to the line. Chad Haiar to his inside, or Chad Haiar to his outside rather, and Maass to his inside, and Maass came home with his 2nd victory of the season. It was quite the race. I was pushing Chad on the outside, giving him everything I could to try to get him the win, and it just wasn't enough. It ended up being 2 1,000ths of a second, I believe was the margin. It was close.
Wow. Wow, indeed. Oh, and I was going to say, I'm guessing there was no lap traffic ahead of him, so kind of Hildebranded the wall, I suppose, and gave up the win. Unfortunate.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. I think I might have done that once or twice back in the day. Actually, I did it just last year. I did it. I was side by side with Jovan Anderson in a Phoenix race, going through 3 and 4. I had the lead for most of the end of the run, and the right front was gone because we had been clutching it the entire run to the finish because we had the clutch to make it. And I oversteered a little bit on entry and tried to get back in the gas too soon in the middle, and I just scraped the wall just that little bit to where he was able to get ahead. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
Looking at it right now, Keith Hughes has the fastest lap in practice. So that does look kind of promising, especially as right now he's running in traffic. Big question is, will he be able to keep that type of momentum up and here going to be able to win this championship?
Oh, he tried the Larson it up there in 3 and 4, got in the wall instead. Yeah, this track's very fun, Blake. You said you got to run a few laps. What did you think of the differing lines between top and bottom, or did you only have enough time to try one of the lines?
For the opening few laps, I tried running just effectively what the informative best line was telling me, because I figured, okay, that must mean that's where all the grip is. But no, you can run it all the way down to the inside. The track is incredibly gripped up. I can't really say as to that I ran enough laps in order to get an idea on the fuel and tire wear and everything like that, but it feels like you can run just about anywhere, and worst case scenario is you just drift up a little bit off the exit of the turn and just lightly touch the wall. You're not necessarily going to kill yourself unless it glues into the wall. So yeah, lots of lines to work with, and hopefully that means a lot of different strategies that can come tonight here at Kentucky.
We've got a couple different cameras here. We've got a choose zone camera. We've also got the crooked pit lane camera here for pit exit. That'll come in handy during stage ends. These guys will only pit under caution, essentially. Mondays of Thunder utilizes stages. Our stages tonight are 25, 25, and 30. So you will typically see sometimes runs go green all the way through the stage. Other times there's a few yellows here and there, and that can really sprinkle up the strategy game here, Blake. There's times where, you go like the first 3 laps into the run, and there's really not too much tire wear, and you're like, oh, I'll just stay out. Some guys pit. Next thing you know, that next run goes green, and you're pretty much a sitting duck. This track, very fun. I prefer the bottom here in 1 and 2 pretty much every time, maybe a little bit in the middle. But 3 and 4, is definitely the game-changing corner. You can send it all the way to the bottom, and if you grip it just right, like, you can have the perfect 3 and 4, or you can ride it right next to the wall and get a huge run off of turn 4 and shoot to somebody's inside through the tri-oval. It's a very dynamic track.
Yeah, it certainly feels and looks that way. I'll say this, and just as someone who's played a lot of different games with Kentucky on there, certainly you can do a lot of flexibility within NR 2003 and so, but because I played a lot of IndyCar series back in the day with the Kentucky track featured on it, I always kind of got scared because of the shallow banking on the older configuration. Seeing this configuration, I know for myself that I certainly would feel a lot safer and a lot more stable running on this setup with the higher banks and the better grip on the track overall. So any risk of just generally sliding up or so, I don't think the drivers really have to worry about that as much. But I do agree with you on the tire wear. Whenever there's a pit stop, probably best to go ahead and bolt on 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
Right on, right on. Qualifying underway. We will stay here on the choose cone cam with our little fun stationary speed ticker up on screen. You'll see those qualifying times come in live without looking away from Kentucky or looking at our behind the scenes UI. Yeah, I really wish they would consider going back to Kentucky. We just saw NASCAR head back to Rockingham, and it was a great weekend. You know, I mean, at least come back here maybe for Xfinity or Truck Series racing. I don't know if the facility, just traffic wise, from all the stories I've heard, can handle a Cup race. But definitely, Xfinity and trucks, like, give it another try. Same with the Chicagoland. If they're truly done with the street circuit after this year, since I believe it was a 3-year deal, I would love to see them go back to Chicagoland again, because that is like Chicagoland, like pretty much a sister track to Kansas. Like if they went back to Chicagoland, I think they'd have amazing racing in the next gen car. What do you think, Blake?
Well, that's actually something that I was talking to a coworker who's also a big NASCAR fan. For me, especially, you know, from where I live to where Kentucky is, it's only about roughly an hour and a half, whereas Indianapolis is about 2 hours. And to me, especially looking at how the Rockingham race weekend went, I am perfectly fine if the Cup Series just did not go to Kentucky. And I think that's the greatest tragedy of it all, is it's not necessarily that, oh, there's no longer a NASCAR race. There's no racing whatsoever at this facility. It put on good shows for the ARCA Remax series. It put a good show on for the Truck Series and the Busch Series back in the day. If the Cup Series is not a strong enough uh, draw to be able to keep people coming into here, just have it set as a lower series exclusive track like it used to be. I'd rather have some racing on this surface versus it just sitting to rot in the middle of the state.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's quite a few tracks out there that are just sitting around. One track I really miss, and I believe I read that there were plans to finally demolish it after it has been sitting for years and years, is Nazareth Speedway. Talk about a unique track that they just stopped going to back in the day, and I'm pretty sure last I read it was going to be demolished.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised about that. Unfortunately, that track definitely was out to pasture for much longer, at least. And while I'm not the most familiar with the real world on track product of Nazareth, I always did enjoy racing it on games and seeing how interesting the track design was. Just especially the short front stretch dog leg, just kind of being abrupt and right there in your face. But yeah, unfortunately, another historic track is gone.
Yeah, Nazareth was my one of my favorite tracks to drive on in the old EA Sports video games. I always had a fun time on that track.
Absolutely.
Another track too I heard was recently finally set to be bulldozed is Memphis International Raceway. You remember that one?
Is that would that be Memphis Motorsports Park as it would be Truck Series, Busch Series race back in the day?
Yeah, I think they called it International Raceway, but I could be mistaken if the name changed at some point or not.
Okay, it's close enough though. Wasn't Memphis like a tiny Darlington if I remember right, or was that a different
Um,
track?
I think that might be a different track. Memphis,
Okay,
we just ran an online race at Memphis actually over the weekend. It was just me and a few other people, and Memphis is like kind of like Richmond, except there's like less curve on the front straightaway than Richmond with no banking, and then the straightaways are a little bit longer, and then the corners are really tighter. So we were going from like 140 at the end of the straightaway to like 90 in the corner. But these
gotcha.
guys are gritting up. We're going to get you guys through your starting lineup here really quickly. Garson Mooyoung, one of our Final Four contenders, on pole with Jacob Spalton to his outside. Keith Hughes, Chad Haiar are in row 2. We got Cameron Jamison and Jose Reyes Jr. in row 3. Row 4 is missing one driver, but it includes Charles David. I think that was Tate Dorsey potentially. Nope, Tate Dorsey's further back. So we're missing whoever is in 8th there. We've got Salvador Martinez and Miles Fox in row 5. William Gregory and Matt Maass in row 6 as we're getting the command. Then Tate Dorsey by himself there on the outside. And finally at the end of the running order is Adam Schwab and Nathan Hobbs. I believe those may be 2 empty positions where us broadcasters, as there's a restart. I'm going to speed it up for them real quickly and get on and off track.
We don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew. All we got to do is just everybody carry their weight. We'll be just fine at the end of this thing. 10-4.
All right, yeah, I guess a few drivers elected to vacate their lap times.
Well, the good news is that all 4 championship contenders are in tonight's race, so everyone who's got a shot for the championship has got a chance to win the championship tonight.
Coming off of turn 4, pace car going to make a very abrupt left-hand turn. Mooyoung and Spalton lead him to the green flag. 80 laps of action here at Kentucky Speedway is underway. We are green flag racing.
As they barrel off into turns 1 and 2 side by side and looking potentially to go, looked like they were about to go 3 wide. Oh, rides up high on the outside cushion. Nobody smacks the wall.
Mooyoung clear single file into turn 3 as Hughes and others move to the outside line, already trying to set up some momentum.
Tate Dorsey smacked the outside wall trying to go super high, and I think he got his nose cut off a little bit.
As we see them barrel off into turn 1. Hughes and Mooyoung now running that outside line, along with Haiar, Spalton, Jamison all the way on the bottom. Forgot to mention, this league has a fun 7th place championship thing going on. Cameron Jamison currently leads that, and all Jamison needs to do is finish 13th or better. So effectively, don't DNF here early and finish 14th. Because then if Keith Hughes were to finish 7th, Keith Hughes would win that fun little championship. But Keith is racing for the Cup Championship. He can't be bothered to worry about a 7th place title, even though he would tell you otherwise.
Well, certainly the best way to beat the 7th place title is just to finish higher than 7th place. That way you get the best of both worlds.
Right on. Spalton challenging for the race lead here against Mooyoung, but you see Mooyoung get that run off of turn 4. 3 cars lined up on the top. Spalton pretty much only one all the way on the bottom. Mooyoung kind of split the middle there that time through 1 and 2. Matt Maass currently the lowest of our Final 4 competitors as he chose to not qualify. He's just kind of biding his time. Matt's one of those like long run guys, and he kind of just sneaks up on you right at the end.
Side by side battle for 4th place, tearing off into turns 1 and 2. Oh, and we got a battle for potentially the lead as Jacob Spalton charging to the inside. Alongside Keith Hughes off into the corner. Might get his nose ahead of Mooyoung. Oh, don't hit. Side by side, Mooyoung still leads it, but not by much.
Yeah, Spalton has been committed to running this inside line here, where others are set to run on the top. Spalton will clear Mooyoung here off of turn 2. Now Mooyoung gets that run. He'll go to the inside in the 3.
As he charges down to the inside, looks like Mooyoung can be able to run either line. Look out!
Very tight there between Fox and Spalton off of turn 4, but they keep it clean.
I'm amazed. They're driving like it's the final 5 laps when we're not even 10 laps into this race yet.
Oh yeah, it's a very fun time here at MOT. Very clean though. Lots of close moments, but usually pretty clean.
I am very impressed by the clean driving.
Jamison gonna get right up there to the door. Mooyoung off of turn 4. As Miles Fox has got the shaky leg.
He's blocking all the lanes as he glitches all over the racetrack.
That's why you don't drink Diet Coke. Messes with your internet.
Too much carbonation causes outages in the network.
So Spalton and Fox now are clear 1 and 2. You see they're kind of pushing their stuff a little more. As now Mooyoung and Jamison are kind of getting bottled up a bit side by side. Here comes Adam Schwab in the 53. Jack Daniels Coca-Cola Chevrolet. Adam's got a lot of good short run speed. But he also has some bad luck. Puts himself in some situations that can cause him to get involved in an accident. But other than that, a very good overall driver at any type of racetrack. As Jamison into the outside wall, so does Haiar. That'll let Mooyoung and Hughes clear here. Going into turn 1 is now Miles Fox looking for the lead. As Jamison in the wall again.
Keith Hughes is going to get ahead, but for how long as he takes 3rd place? Side by side battle for 3rd.
3 wide behind them. Jamison, I think, has used up the right front. He was pounding the wall down again off of turn 2.
You're a race car, not a demolition crew.
Side by side for 1st and 3rd. Spalton even with Fox. Now Spalton blinking in and out. Hughes will clear Mooyoung off of turn 2. Oh, boy.
I couldn't tell if Spalton was in the wall or not, but he's in a dangerous situation right ahead of these championship contenders.
Adam Schwab has put himself in the picture here in the top 5. Matt Maass, he's starting to creep closer, Blake. Can see him there on the inside of Chad Haiar.
Oh, little bump to the wall.
Oh!
7's in the wall.
Looked like maybe some bumper grab off of the 71 of William Gregory. But still very early, and of course we've got a stage caution coming at the conclusion of lap 24.
Looks like they just misjudged things. The 7 tapped into the 71's rear quarter panel and up into the wall he went. Certainly lost a lot of track position, but hopefully didn't kill his speed.
Man, Spalton and Fox are still side by side for the race lead. Fox using all the racetrack he can to get the best run off the corner. Now they're lined up behind them, Hughes, Schwab, and Mooyoung. Spalton once again alone on the bottom. Mooyoung looking to the outside of Schwab off of turn 2. He'll get the lane.
What a ballsy pass to the outside. He managed to make it stick. He's going to get to the outside of Spalton. Going to charge up, potentially take 4th place, it's looking like.
Hughes.
Nope, held up.
Hughes gets by. Spalton takes 2nd. They're still 3 wide. Ooh, Schwab close there on the left front bumper of Mooyoung as Matt Maass clipped the apron, expecting calamity.
Yeah, there's a part of my brain that questions would I prefer to be further back in the field where I can kind of relax and preserve my stuff, but at the same time, just the competitive nature, even if I'm in the championship for, I want to get up there and I want to show what I got. I want to see if I can lead some laps. I want to see if I can win.
Now, that little contact might have been a bit of a blessing of disguise for Haiar. He's still in draft, but he's outside of the Hornet's nest for now. Battle for 2nd place again. Schwab to the inside of Hughes into turn 3 as Spalton looking to fight back to the inside of Mooyoung. Oh, Maass now in the outside wall as Gregory gets a little get a little loose there on his inside.
Oh boy.
Ooh, they all shipped it off in there in the turn 1. That was Hughes, Schwab, and Mooyoung. Schwab and Mooyoung especially looked like they were getting a little sideways. Slideways.
Spread out like a fan getting ready to wave you off in the summer heat.
Oh,
Ooh, little
Mooyoung.
wiggle from the 70.
He got right in the wall off of turn 4, and Spalton had to take some evasive action. Now you got to wonder if Mooyoung maybe used up the right front. As Keith Hughes takes the race lead, we're not even looking at him, and to the inside he goes, but Miles Fox going to fight back. Adam Schwab right there in the wings in third. Fox drifting up the track's going to have to
This
lift.
is tight.
Schwab now with a big run's going to go 3 wide at the start-finish line. And I think he's going to get them both into turn 1. Big move there by Schwab, but Hughes now with a better run off the top is going to hold side by side with the 53 as he's blinking a little bit. Never a good feeling when you're coming off the corner and the guy on your inside starts blinking. You're not sure if he's going to stay down there or if he's going to get tight and blink right back into you. Oh, now Fox in the outside wall.
We will be getting close to getting ourselves our first stage caution of the race.
Yeah, and we're within 5 to go now, so no yellows regardless of incident. Ooh, Schwab and Hughes with a little touch off turn 2. Spalton has rebounded back up to third now on that outside line. Matt Maass talked about it at the beginning of this run. He'll creep up on you and get to you right at the end. And this is not a full fuel run. Remember that, everybody. 25 laps, really only 24 laps. But then at the end of the race, it's 30-lap stage. You get closer to a full run there. As now Schwab in the lead. Hughes going to send it into the corner. Oh, ooh. And a little bit of side blinking there right into Keith. And Keith, I think, got spooked and checked up.
Either got spooked or there was maybe a little bit of netcode contact, but thankfully nobody went flying into the grandstands.
I think Keith is just going to wait for now. I don't think he wants to get junked here early racing for this championship.
Nope, just take a breath, run your laps, and at best try to have one car spaced out between you and your competitor for the championship.
Bit of a late 3 wide there off a turn 4 exit. Matt Maass had to check up to allow that lane, those lanes for Fox and Spalton. 2 to go here for stage number 1. The caution will come out on lap 24, and they'll race back to the line. Right now, your leader is the 53 of Adam Schwab. Oh, he's getting tight now. He's in the wall. Big run here for Keith Hughes coming to the line. 1 to go in the stage. Will he go high? Will he go low? He's going to go high. Schwab covers him right up to the outside wall. Bit of a run here for Hughes as the caution has been thrown. Hughes going to try to send it side by side here through 3 and 4 off the corner for the stage win. Neck and neck, Hughes, Schwab, give it to the 53. 23 1/1000ths of a second there for the stage. Matt Maass comes home in 3rd, Mooyoung 4th, and Miles Fox 5th.
Well, that was the first 25 laps, and if it was that exciting, geez Louise, who can imagine what's about to happen in the next 25?
Yeah, never a dull moment here at MOT, Blake. If you ever get a chance to race with these guys on a Monday night, it's always a blast. Whatever track they typically run, mostly speedways, and they run a mix of Cup and CTS physics, so it's always a good time.
I'll definitely be thinking about that ahead.
Jose Reyes Jr. going to stay out here, going to make sure he's at the back. We'll go to our mobile camera here as we see Keith Hughes get down into pit road. He is all the way down at the end. These pit stalls are pretty evenly spaced. Garson Mooyoung's got a Garfield pit crew. That must be a lovely sight to see when you go into pit road every time.
Certainly something you're never going to miss when you go down pit road.
Keith Hughes first off pit road, Matt Maass second, Mooyoung third. Schwab lost a few positions there.
And looks like both William Gregory and Jacob Spalton both got speeding penalties. They will have to end the longest line. Oh no, the 37 just spun out coming out of the pits, and the 31 hits the inside wall trying to avoid slash maybe lost traction.
I saw the 71 around, and yeah, that's dicey. We completely missed that, but they are going to choose here. Keith Hughes will go low, Matt Maass high, Mooyoung low, Fox high, Schwab low, Nathan Hobbs. Well, that checked up a lot of guys. They're not really sure which lane to pick now. They're just going to kind of guess. Oh, a lot of them went to the bottom. That's going to help Spalton. Spalton's going to take the top here, as Jameson's flying down pit road.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, and 6 are currently our running orders for the championship contenders.
Oh, it looks like Spalton must have got a black flag in the longest line, because he is lining up on the bottom despite choosing the top. So definitely on the short run, it looks like watch out for that 06 of Miles Fox. The 19 of Jacob Spalton. Spalton, though, will have some work to do here, coming to the green flag. Start of stage 2, only 3 rows. Everyone else lined up on the inside line. Keith Hughes leads them back.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air.
Oh God, 3 wide going into turn 1.
Oh, that's
can only go so well.
That's a play out of my playbook. Garson Mooyoung has seen me do that a few times this season. If you've got a good enough run on the restart, go for it if the lane is there. I've done that many a time here at MOT over the last year and a half, and it has always paid huge dividends. So Mooyoung choosing he wants to be... Oh, Salvador Martinez in the 37 around, and oh, he's going to get slammed by Jose Reyes Jr. Oh, look out, pit road. Hey, there's that Garfield pit crew again. Caution flag is out. And we've got our first caution for incident here this evening. Well, Mooyoung wanted to be in control, and now he is. I doubt anyone maybe pits here. Let's see if we can figure out what exactly unfolded here.
I figured it out. Keep an eye on that 37.
So Salvador Martinez here in our slow-mo replay. Yeah, he just gets tight, gets into the outside wall. And Spalton has nowhere to go, gets into the left rear, and that spins the 37 around. So a little harmless spin, and oh yeah, then Jose Reyes nowhere to go, slams into the rear end. And then Sal did a great job catching this through the grass, Blake. I mean, he was about to go head first into the Garfield pit box. Instead, he was able to hit the wheel back to the right and catch it. Let's take a quick onboard here with the 37. So on board with Salvador Martinez, and you can see him trying to get off the wall. Oh, wow, and he just kept the wheel straight there, and it kind of corrected itself on its own. Thanks to the Tyler EXE, we were able to see all the inputs. I think I cut you off, Blake. You were going to say something there.
Nothing really all that major. I was just going to say that Yeah, it was amazing that the 37 did manage to catch it without slamming into the inside wall. But the good news is I'm guessing that they're running on moderate damage, so
Yep.
the 12 didn't get its nose all crumpled in, so he should be able to continue to keep going. And the 37 doesn't look like it was hit by a garbage truck, so hopefully they'll both be able to continue without much issue, and hopefully no hard feelings from the crash itself.
Mooyoung, Schwab on the bottom. Maass, Fox go to the top. Hughes fell all the way down to 5th. Maybe some drivers might have pit here. So Mooyoung will lead them to the green flag. So now Mooyoung in the lead, Maass 2nd, Hughes 5th, Haiar 8th.
And the one thing to kind of keep in mind is just the fact, because we had caution now, that does shorten up the stage length a little bit in terms of active green flag runs. And well, we don't even know if they're going to make it all the way to the next flag without incident. So who knows what may happen.
Yes, indeed. Sometimes these cautions can breed cautions, make guys a little more antsy. But the good news is everyone still knows that there's gonna be one more guaranteed yellow here at the conclusion of lap 49. Let's see who gets the restart jump this time. Schwab actually maybe caught anticipating, checked himself up. Mooyoung holds steady there on the inside line. Maass trying to get a run on the top. So now Schwab to the inside, going for the race lead. So is Tate Dorsey. Tate had a quiet first stage. Now he's up here fighting for the lead.
I was going to say, I hope Tate is careful, because he was right there on the inside of the 53, and well, you don't want to wreck him and then cause a giant crash, but he's charging to the outside, trying to take away second, and I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, he had a huge run of momentum there on the top side through turns 1 and 2. He's going to replicate that here in 3 and 4, but Schwab pushing just as hard through the middle. But Dorsey with the run. Does he look high? Does he look low? He's looking high. He's looking to rip the top once again. See if he can get enough of a run to make a move here on Schwab. Yes, he does. To the inside of the 53, he'll go.
Right now, all championship competitors, maybe one car separating them all. The 7, if it were to end right now, the 7 would be your champion.
And Chad Haiar looking for what would be his first MOT Cup title. Chad has made the Final Four in the Truck Series here at MOT 3 straight seasons and has not won the championship in any of those seasons. The truck playoffs actually just started up, I believe, this past night. So we'll see if Chad can have another run at a Truck Series crown. I believe he is in the playoffs. I believe he runs there full-time on Sunday night. Battle for the lead heating up, though, between Schwab and Dorsey. They've pulled a half-second lead on Miles Fox as Haiar now looks to the inside of the 06. But Dorsey, the one behind the track, currently leads the way here at Kentucky. And I'll tell you what, Blake, the first time we came here, I thought I had a really good Q lap, and then Tate blew me out of the water by 0.2 of a second.
I was going to say, there's a few people from Fuel Racing that
I think Tate blew up.
let me investigate that.
Yeah, that thing's off. I believe Tate Dorsey just blew up there off of turn 2. Well, that stinks. We jinxed him. Right like that. I had to go talk about his Q-lap from last season, and boom, there goes his motor.
Yep, it blew out. The engine just went kaput.
That's crazy.
Oh
Well, they
gosh.
don't call it the commentator's curse for nothing.
What a shame. He was really driving it on the rails and really working it, and that just happened.
So Schwab clear in the lead now as Haiar continues to battle Fox for second place. William Gregory is up here in the top 5. As you see, Maass, Hughes, and Mooyoung all saving their tires this time. I think they all kind of saw what pushing it hard early did at the end of the stage, so they are trying to maybe prep their game here for this final stage. All you really got to do is stay in the wake of the draft and save those tires just that little bit. Haiar now all the way on the high side, pun intended, as Gregory looks to his inside for third into 3.
I think he got higher than even he expected.
Ooh, now he's in the wall. Yeah, definitely too high that time. That'll let Spalton and Gregory clear. Third and fourth. Spalton now looking for third.
Walton still has a little bit of that wibble wobble in front, so Seven's going to have to be pretty careful if he's going to lead up onto him.
Ooh, Schwab now going to graze the wall. It's going to set up a run for Fox down into turn 1. Maybe not as much of a run as you would have liked. Now look at this, Blake. Everybody through 1 and 2 in the top 5 is pretty much riding that white line. And again through 3 and 4, about a lane off the bottom. Spalton, the first one, kind of on that outside line. Six laps to go here in the second stage. A much different top 5 here in this one.
Very much the case. And I think everyone's just kind of settling out. Like, we're going to be about almost 5 laps from the end of the stage. So, you know, no, we don't need to necessarily push it right now. Just ease through, make it through the rest of the stage, and then get ready to clap back on the final stage.
I see Maass and Hughes racing pretty tightly there for 6th place. Mooyoung, though, not even pushing the issue. Maass and Hughes will maybe try to make a run at it here and get some track position back going into pit road. They're going to need to hurry it up. Chad Haiar, though, one of our competitors, is up here. He'll drive back by William Gregory on the outside line. Now he'll set his sights on Spalton for third. He'll continue to run the top. Spalton, though, with a bit of aero blocking. As Fox grazes the wall there off of turn 4. Schwab looking to sweep the stages here tonight at Kentucky, something I'm not sure he has ever done here. Now Maass.
I was going to say, what I can certainly say is that Jack and Coke car looks absolutely awesome. I really love the paint scheme design of it.
Yeah, I concur. It's a very nice paint scheme. It's a little funny looking at the number for me, because it's 53 and it's the Turner Scott font. It reminds me of Justin Malillo back in the day. He ran like the exact same number. But he ran a much different paint scheme. So coming to the white here for stage 2. Fox is making a last-ditch run at it for the stage victory. Spalton and Haiar are also right there. I think the top 2 here might have used their stuff up because they look like they are in trouble. Here comes Spalton.
Yeah, Spalton's just going for it. He's going to try and take no prisoners.
Getting tight. Fox in the outside wall. Schwab will sweep the stages here at Kentucky. Haiar will come in 4th. Maass 5th. Hughes 6th. Mooyoung back there in 8th. So congratulations to Adam Schwab on sweeping the stages here tonight at Kentucky Speedway.
Oh no! Oh no! Look out!
Oh, that was dicey. Miles Fox and Jacob Spalton with some contact under caution.
Unintentional by any means, I know that much.
Spalton's got to get back here in front of the 7. Oh, and he's just going to make it.
And the 03 is going to stay out.
Our next pit crew highlight here is the number 3 at Matt Maass. He's got the Batman logo on his pit sign. And then he's got his teammates' numbers on there, 3, 9, 16. Now we're here watching the end of pit road. See Mooyoung getting service. Haiar will be out first. Spalton, I think, got out second.
I guess something that we should have
Schwab,
figured out
second.
earlier was how fast is pit lane speed.
Yeah, I think it's 45. I think because of the curve, you know, the curve here at Kentucky, kind of similar to Las Vegas. I feel like that kind of plays a role a little bit. If you've got a pit stall down closer towards the end, you can kind of ride down the middle of pit road more. We're gearing up for the choose. This could be the last choose of the night.
And Chad Haiar now takes the lead. He's going to shoot to the inside. He's starting inside. Spalton's going to take with 19, he's going to take the outside. Hughes outside. So a mix. Two cars in the championship battle on the inside, 1st and 5th. And then 4th and 6th on the outside.
You thought it was crazy those first 2 stages, Blake. Oh boy, you're in for a whole nother level here in this final stage. This is for all the money in the world.
This is for titles, this is for wins, this is for everything.
So 2 DNFs on the night. Oh, Cameron Jamison. I'm sorry, Cam. We just noticed Cameron Jamison broke a gear or something. He DNF'd. He's going to finish 14th.
Oh, wow. He had an issue like right at the end of the first stage.
And Tate Dorsey also out. So now Keith Hughes, if Keith Hughes were to finish exactly 7th, he would steal the 7th place title. Green flag is out. Spalton with a bad start goes all the way to the top. There goes Mooyoung again with a big run on the inside line. Haiar covers the bottom in the 1.
Oh, Spalton almost wrecks it.
Something.
Oh, the 4 almost wrecks it. They both save it.
Something wrong with the 19 there on the restart. Mooyoung now to the inside of Haiar for the race lead. Schwab and Fox 3rd and 4th. Those have been the 2 short run guys here tonight. But it's side by side for the lead and the championship. Both of these drivers in the 7 and the 70 looking for what would be MOT Cup title number 1.
I just hope that they give each other enough space. Nobody wants to lose a championship by getting wrecked.
If one of these drivers wins the title tonight, that would be the 2nd Cup season in a row that MOT sees a new Cup champion. Last season, yours truly won the championship here in MOT Cup.
Now, There is a piece that I am a little bit curious about, is even though that they are not running the full 30 laps in terms of green flag run, well, close to it, it does make me wonder how much their strategy may have to change, even a little bit, given the tire wear and gas usage for this final stage if they go green all the way.
Absolutely. You see Mooyoung and Haiar right now look like they're maybe trying to save a little bit as Schwab is getting to Haiar's inside. But behind them, you can see Hughes and Maass both kind of taking it easy, just making sure they stay in the draft. They are looking to capitalize if this run maintains green. The magic number here is lap 75. Once you get to 75, actually it might be 76, since we're running that full last 80th lap. That is where it is no more yellows, and then in that last 5 laps, all your tire saving is where that becomes very important, because there is not going to be another yellow. Fastest lap tonight does belong to the number 3 of Maass, a 28.228, and we have not seen him really in the top 3 much at all tonight.
Well, I kind of wonder if he's just kind of saving what he's got. Maybe he'll be a threat there at the end.
Oh, look at this. All the way down to the white line is Schwab.
Oh,
Schwab going to get tight.
Be careful, gentlemen.
Haiar in the wall again. That's about the 4th time he's nicked it. Mooyoung back to the race lead. So William Gregory sits there behind the 53 and 7 in 4th.
I don't know that the 7 really appreciated that move by the 53 all that much.
Yeah, Adam wants to win. I mean, when you sweep the stages, you want to win the race. But you got to remember, there's a championship fight going on, and you are racing 2 of the contenders. Be smart and don't push the issue. Haiar all over the bumper of Mooyoung in the 1. Both of those drivers on the top. Schwab holds the bottom.
Mooyoung's going to open the door a little bit. Oh, Haiar almost smacks the outside wall with the back end of his car.
Back end of the picture saw Miles Fox get out of shape off of turn 2. Maass almost ran into him, but they kept it green and straight. So Schwab takes the race lead here at 20 to go. Mooyoung and Haiar currently fighting for the championship, and Keith Hughes is starting to close into the picture. As we ride on board with the 82. See him running that outside line. Maass trying to get by Miles Fox so he can chase after these top 5. Fox not making it easy. Looks like he will let Matt go. Jacob Spalton trying to get back up there. He's up to 8th now. Jose Reyes Jr. and Nathan Hobbs, who we haven't talked much of tonight, are 9th and 10th. Salvador Martinez, last one in this pack, as Charles David by his lonesome is another 9 seconds out. Schwab starting to drive away as these guys start to maybe think about their tires a little bit here as they see the 82 closing in the picture. Mooyoung still holds championship position in 2nd place. Haiar in 3rd. Hughes 5th. Maass 6th.
That's certainly how I do not want to see this championship unfold, but it does leave me curious. If someone in the championship 4 wrecks the other person in the championship 4, could there potentially be a post-race penalty applied that then loses the winning car at the championship if they were the aggressor?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be called in the moment for sure. And, you know, usually these guys don't, you know, do reviews until a little later, but it would definitely have to be in the moment for the sake of our broadcast accuracy, as Haiar with a move there to the inside of Mooyoung, as Maass now in the outside wall as he's attempting to close. The fight is on here. They'll be coming to 15 laps to go at Kentucky Speedway. Adam Schwab driving away. He knows he is not the focus at the current moment. Hughes with a late move to the inside of William Gregory in the turn 1. And he'll slide up clear for 4th place.
My goodness.
That was one of those at the last second you decide, yeah, I got enough of a run. I can go to the inside here. And then the guy in front of you is like, whoa. Now Matt to the inside of Gregory. Gregory will just let him go. And now our final 4 are 2, 3, 4, 5 in the running order. Mooyoung trying to run. Might be thinking about maybe going for this race lead. Mooyoung has not won yet this season, but 8 top 5s in 13 starts for this 70 team. Has finished runner-up a couple of times.
He's got a solid finishing position as well, as he has finished 5.92 in this season.
Only other full-time, quote-unquote, full-time driver with a better average finish is Keith Hughes with a 4.07.
When he went into this race, Maass was the points leader, Garson Mooyoung was 2nd, Keith Hughes was 3rd, and Chad Haiar was 4th. And now it's all shaken up now.
Yeah, and it is all about, you know, whoever the highest finisher is here. So Matt, though, as you said, has had the best playoff run out of our final 4. Of course, he got that win last week at Michigan. But Mooyoung and Hughes have had just as equally of a good playoff run here. As now Mooyoung closing up on Schwab's bumper here. Battle could be going on here for the lead soon as Haiar, Hughes are close right behind the 70. And then don't forget Matt Maass. He's a little bit further behind the 82, but he did save his stuff. He's just got to get in the draft here, get a little closer. Once these guys start dicing it up, that 3's going to pull right in. Heck, he's already there.
Here we go. They're coming to 9 laps remaining. This is going to get interesting.
Well, actually, 10 laps to go.
10 laps to go.
Nonetheless, yes, absolutely, it is going to get crazy. Mooyoung now closing in for the lead. They're starting to close the accordion here off of turn 2.
And the question is how close can you close the accordion before the accordion pops?
On board with Mooyoung here as he chases after Schwab. We look behind them. Keith Hughes with a big move to the inside of Haiar. Going through the tri-oval as they're wrecking behind. Crash in the tri-oval. Oh, and Mooyoung got in the Schwab.
Oh, hold on, everybody.
They had already crashed in the tri-oval. And I don't know if Schwab checked up because he had heard it, or if Mooyoung just got a little anxious. Jose Reyes Jr. looks like he was involved. Salvador Martinez as well. And then Adam Schwab got dumped by the 70 car. Caution had not yet been out. This is going to be a curious decision right here for pit road. We'll get a look at the replay here in a quick moment, but right now we want to see who comes down pit lane. Once they go green, Blake, I believe it would be point of no return. Yeah, it would be a 5 to go restart, so it would be point of no return. So you definitely want to pit here. Mooyoung, I believe, will have to go tail for the incident. Yeah, everyone's going to pit. Schwab's actually going to stay out. I get it, but that's also just going to leave him a sitting duck. But let's look at what brought out the caution here. I believe this started on the front straightaway. Was this just Jose Reyes on his own? Oh, okay, so this was Reyes and William Gregory racing. You guys picture of that. So Reyes looking to the outside of Gregory here off of turn 4. And, oh man, Gregory just barely got into his left rear and it spun Reyes out. The caution had not yet been called until I believe the 53 got dumped.
Yep, going back and looking at the replay, the caution was not out, though I think that maybe someone in the chat yelled that there was going to be a caution. Caution had not been thrown yet, and then within that time between hearing it, hitting the button to throw the caution, and actually taking the caution, 53 around in a big old loop.
Yeah, I can't tell if Mooyoung went in deeper than Schwab or if Schwab started to get off the gas because he heard there was going to be a yellow. But nonetheless, Mooyoung gets into Schwab and takes him out.
So Mooyoung may not be served a end of the longest line penalty or anything like that. Might have been just effectively seen as an honest mistake, just the chaos of everything that was happening all at once. But he is now relegated back into fourth on the inside lane, so he's not that far away from championship winning, but he is going to have to get around a few cars to be able to get there. And with Schwab in the lead, not pitting, I think the big concern is the 53 going to hold up that inside line. Hughes has got the outside. He might be able to take advantage of that.
If you're Matt Maass here, you've got to get a good restart and get to the inside of the 53. You can't lane change before the start-finish line. And I know Adam, maybe in frustration, elected to stay out there, but everyone else came down pit road. Pace cars down, 5 to go. No yellows will be thrown. This is for all the marbles. Green flag is out, though. Schwab gets a great restart.
Yep, Schwab got out of there like he was shot out of a slingshot.
Now Hughes, though, with not a good restart. Matt Maass is going to get in front of him.
Here they go, all four, championship four, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Oh, they're already crashing behind.
In the back, but it's not going to matter. Hughes is going to dive into the inside. He gets a little loose.
Chad Haiar almost ran over Adam Schwab. Schwab's tires showing their colors. The final four are now 1, 2, 3, 4. Mooyoung to the inside of Hughes down in the turn one. Maass with the lead and the championship.
Side by side, Mooyoung, Hughes.
More wrecking behind. We'll get replays later. Maass looking for title number 3. That would put him one behind Alex Jarvie, who has 4 cup titles all time in MOT history. They are duking it out behind him. 3 laps to go. Haiar all over the bumper of Hughes. Oh, Maass got a bad corner. That's going to open the door for Hughes in the 82.
But
now side by side.
Side by side. Who's going to have the better corner?
Hughes
Maass to the outside. He's going to get ahead of Hughes. Side by side.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Close to the wall.
Oh, Mooyoung.
Goes up and he holds it.
Contact between Hughes. Hughes and Mooyoung with contact in the turn 1. Now it's down to 3.
Is Haiar going to get sneaky and try to give a little bump to Hughes if it comes down to it? The white flag is out.
Oh, big run for Haiar. He's just looking for somewhere to go, but Hughes is blocking every move. To the inside, Haiar will go in the 1. Maass with control, though.
Hughes slides up the track. He's going for the outside. Down the back stretch they go. Side by side. Well, close to side by side now for second. Off into 3 and 4. 3's going to slide up. 52 charges to the inside. Who's going to get it? Who's going to win the race? It's going to be Matt Maass with the win and the championship.
Keith Hughes tried to cross him over through 3 and 4, but Matt Maass got the better corner, and as Blake just said, holds on for the win and the championship. 3rd win of the season for Matt Maass, and his 3rd Mondays of Thunder Cup Series championship.
Wow! What a race!
Blake, that call was all you, man. That was all you.
Maass slowing it down, taking in this moment. Are you trying to do a burnout?
I think he's trying to, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The quick trip number 3 has now made a quick trip to victory lane and a quick trip to the championship.
Getting dizzy.
And I gotta really give him a shout out here. He was not one of the leading championship 4 in the majority of the beginning part of the race, and he managed to make it all up and go for it there at the end, and it paid off.
Get our race results on screen here in a moment. First, let's take a look at some of these replays. So we had a couple of incidents here at the end of this one. I think this first one starts with Jose Reyes Jr. See, Jose gets a run here on the outside of turn 2 coming on Miles Fox. And he's going to make a move to the inside there, and there. Oh, he just not enough room there for the middle to really give him a lane, and he got down into Nathan Hobbs. That sent Fox all the way down to the inside wall, and Hobbs still with a great job collecting this. Oh, nope, he overcorrected back to the right. I spoke too soon. Dang. And then in the turn 1 here, Adam Schwab gets run over by William Gregory. I mean, Adam just not able to carry as much speed through the corner due to his tires. You know, he didn't pit. Wow, Miles Fox slammed the outside wall, missed him. Oh, no! Jose Reyes Jr. killed the 53. Straight up pile drive them. And then let's see here what happened with Hughes and Mooyoung. I believe it's another lap here. We'll just take a look here, though. So they were side by side here. Mooyoung probably had a really good shot at this thing. I want to say he had pretty good short run speed tonight. Yeah, so they were all on Hughes' outside in the tri-oval, and Hughes did all he could to crowd them up there. And then he just crowded a little too much. Mooyoung went to turn for turn 1, and Hughes didn't turn. And that pretty much took Mooyoung out of the picture. And officially, your top 3 are Maass, Hughes, and Haiar. Yes, we'll get post-race results on your screen. Blake, what did you think of the race here tonight?
Well, I can certainly say this. From the NASCAR race in the 2020 event here, that was certainly incredible. I think that this was even more amazing. How a little bit of that, and then throw in a little bit of the early years of the Trucks and Busch series here, and wow, what a race for the ages. I'm blown away by the type of racing that we saw today, and all things up until kind of about the end, it was actually very clean.
Yeah, I mean, right on. I mean, it's typically like this, you know, on a general basis here at MOT. Very clean race. Tons of fun. And of course, a little bit of chaos at the end. Let's see here. I'm trying to make this fit. What's going on? There we go. All right, results are on screen, and let's get to our interviews here. We'll start with Keith Hughes. Keith, it's Zach and Blake in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, gotcha.
Oh, wow, Keith, you gave it everything you had there, but you just couldn't get by old Mr. Kryptonite in that number 3 car. Talk me through those last 5 laps.
I was just sitting it and trying to get around him. I was so disappointed that the caution came out. I had saved my tires just enough. I thought I could get around Chad and Garson there at the end, but ended up having the caution. So good win to Matt. I'm just sad that the caution came out.
Yeah, I mean that was a big bummer. Can you talk about the contact there with Mooyoung?
Yeah, we were both entering high and one, and I think he thought I was going to go lower than I did, and came down, and we made contact. So I went up and saved him a little bit, so he wasn't completely wrecked, because I didn't know for sure if it was my fault or not. But I had Tate look at the replay. He said that it looked like Garson just thought I was going to go down lower instead of run the middle line. I felt bad for Garson. I mean, I did hate to him get contact that way, because we might have had a good 4 wide finish there for the championship. But like I said, it was fun. I had fun. Just wish I got one more position.
Right on. Blake, any questions for Keith?
Nothing really in the question wise, but you certainly showed your mettle here today in terms of running up front for a majority of the race. Just want to congratulate you on a strong finish. And certainly the heartbreak is absolutely felt coming up just that short for the championship. But look at it this way, you had a really, really solid season. There's always next year.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Right on, Blake. Keith, you know the drill. Any sponsors, people you like to thank? Floor is yours.
Let's thank my dad for mowing our yard yesterday. I thank Honda for being on the car. I think Matt might have been a Honda. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I hope he was.
I think he was a Chevy tonight. I don't know.
Dang it.
I think it was a Chevy.
That stinks. I wanted Honda to get another championship, but I guess not. That's okay. Just thanks family for letting me race every night, Monday to Thunder, and thanks Zach and Blake broadcasting.
All right. Thank you, Keith. Congrats on your runner-up. No, it wasn't the finish you would have liked, but a great run by you tonight here nonetheless.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That's Keith Hughes, driver of the number 82 Honda. No signs of our third-place finisher, Chad Haiar, so we will move on to our champion, third Mondays of Thunder Cup Series championship, third win of the season for the number 3 of Matt Maass. And, of course, the league owner won the championship. Go figure. I mean, oh, you got to be kidding me. The fix is in. Anyway, we're here with Matt Maass. Matt, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha. He probably orchestrated that yellow at the end too, huh?
Oh, the only thing we orchestrated was the 6 blowing up. we were talking about Tate, talking about the Q lap he ran at Kentucky last season, and then boom, there he went off of turn 2. Yeah. But talk me through those last 5 laps there, Matt.
Well, as far as that goes, I just got a really good restart. I sent it as far as I could, and it stuck, and that got me a pretty decent gap. So I felt decent that I could hold them off there once I got that little edge, but that yellow coming out, I was trying to save tires too, like Keith said, and I think I waited too long, and Keith probably saved better than I did, and I don't know if I was going to pass him even if the other guys didn't save enough tires.
Can you give a little wow, I'm brain farting here on the word. A little clearance on what happened there going into turn 1. It looked like we saw the smoke from Jose Reyes Jr. in the tri-oval. The yellow hadn't been called yet, and then I believe right before the yellow was going to be called, Mooyoung got into the back of the 53. Was there any confusion there between Adam and Garson, or was that just a little aggressiveness?
I think that's what happened. Yeah, See, I've had a few races this season where I've hit the yellow too fast. I'm sure you know that already. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to make sure and wait until at least know that there's a 2-car wreck before I throw the yellow. And I had guys yelling, but I didn't know if it was a single or a 2-car wreck or what it was. So I just wanted to wait a couple extra seconds till I knew it was a multi-car wreck to throw the yellow, since it was going to be a big deal.
Right, right. Um, where's this championship rank out of your 3?
Yeah, I mean they're all good. It was a tough battle the whole season. I mean, Garson coming in this season, he's been fast all year, and I thought it was his for the taking for a while there, and then I don't know what would have happened if the caution didn't come out, but I mean, but this was definitely I'd say a hard-earned one. I had to battle for it.
Right on, of course. Blake, you got anything?
Well, I guess my only question that I have for you is, certainly the end finish is where it matters. But my question to you is were you taking it fairly conservative in the beginning stages of the race, or were you having any struggles or anything like that? I commented near the end of it that you were around, but not much of a front runner in the early parts of the race, and tremendous that you managed to make it back up and challenge for the championship there and get it in the end. But yeah, did you have any struggles with acclimating to the track, or just taking it easy for the most part?
Actually, it was a little both. The first championship I won many seasons ago, I kind of went that strategy where I just took it easy early in the race and raced harder at the end. Tonight, I was just, I guess, the first stage I was trying to see how the tires would wear over a full run and how long I needed to save and how Keith and those guys were saving, because they're usually better at it than I am. So, I mean, it was a little everything. I was even talking to Keith about how I don't know if I can save with them. So, but I was close there at the end. I was right on Keith's bumper saving, so I think I'd saved about enough that he did. So I was learning as I went through the race, but I don't know if I would have had enough if the yellow didn't come out.
Well, you certainly made it count where it needed to. Congrats to both the win and the championship in an outstanding finish.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got one last question. I know Keith recently hit 100 MOT wins overall. Do you know where this puts you?
Yes, actually, this was 51. So I just had 50 the other night, or
Okay.
the other week. So
Okay, yeah. So still a long way to go.
yeah,
But
yeah,
congrats.
he's way ahead of me.
Oh yeah. Well, not really surprised. A lot of talent behind that 82 wheel, but you prevailed here tonight for your third cup title. Floor is yours, Matt. You know what to do.
Yeah, I just want to thank my family for allowing me these nights to race, and my league mates for helping to put on this league. It's a lot of work to do to keep this league rolling as best as we can. Just want to, yeah, I guess, thank them especially, because with the guys in this league, we don't have a league, and we try our best to put on the most fun show we can and most even racing we can, and I have a lot of fun doing it.
All right, on. Well, Matt, thank you for your time and congrats on the win and the championship.
Thank you. Good. Thanks for doing the broadcast. Good job.
Thank you very much. That's Matt Maass, driver of the number 3, your champion here tonight in the Mondays of Thunder Cup Series. Blake, that's going to wrap up our coverage here tonight. Any other final thoughts on this one?
All I can simply say is that I hope more leagues use this version of Kentucky if possible. If that was as amazing for a championship finale, even just running a regular season race here, can you imagine what the consequences would be and how good the racing could be? Also, NASCAR, please come back to Kentucky.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, we'll have to get Tate to circulate this version of Kentucky when he's got all the bells and whistles on it, and some maybe some cameras of Tate's own design. We kind of improvised here tonight, but I think the cameras actually looked pretty good that we use. I just wish the start-finish line cameras were centered, but I mean that's what happens when you pull from a completely different Kentucky track. You kind of just get the best of what you got. But fun night here nonetheless. Great call there by yourself, Blake, coming to the finish. You completely killed it there on the last lap, so thank you for that. Thank you for coming out here tonight, and thank you to the guys at Mondays of Thunder for allowing us to broadcast here tonight. My name's Zach Rogers here with Blake Warren, and that concludes our coverage tonight here at Kentucky Speedway. Matt Maass, your Season 12 Mondays of Thunder Cup Series champion and race winner.